Right, hello everyone. It's me, Andrew Ruscoe, the chairman, founder of FC United of Wrexham, and this is a bit of a club update of the last few days, which has been quite epic. It's been quite a how can I put it, a whirlwind of a couple of days. So it's been a busy week. We started on Wednesday. The week probably, it's flown by, if I'm being honest with you. It started Wednesday. So Wednesday, our under-14s boys, well, you could say Tuesday. The lads had the training, the under-9s. They've been doing well. Getting great reports about the under-9s and everything. But yeah, so Wednesday, our under-14s played Hope. Had a great game. It was great to invite Hope down. We had got some good skills, smiles and goals. That went all well. Then we had the big one for us. So we played the finale of the North East Wales Women's Futsal League 2024. It's been against Wrexham Futsal women. This was, so it's for the women's. So and we went on. We had the game. It was a great turnout. The crowds were quite feisty. Let's call it that way. In all fairness, the crowd was quite feisty, apparently. I wasn't there in the week before. A few heated words were said, but you know what? That's adult futsal, isn't it? In football, crowds get heated. It's one of those. But anyway, no, there was nothing serious that happened. But but we had that game 1-1. We took the lead 1-0. Leah Davis, great goal. We conceded by an own goal. Paris' sister had the ball hit at her, hit the post and went in. But do you know what? That point was good enough, because over the course of the 6 games, because there was only 2 teams in the league, because it was a pilot league, we wanted to get it up and running, ready for the next campaign. And it was absolutely lovely that our ladies went and clinched the title, and they became the champions. And I think that was domestically the first ever Welsh women's futsal champions in the whole of Wales. But even though it was a North East Wales women's, but congratulations to the ladies. They've worked hard. It was lovely to see. Gareth Jones has done great work there, the manager. Gareth's someone I've been involved with in football, because when I did the girls academy for Brickfield, because we had some funding back then to go in the schools in 2014 to go and deliver girls football to raise that academy. Gareth was someone that was at Ruscoe United at the time, and I convinced him to come and take over the work that I was doing, him and another person. And they came on and did a good job, and they won numerous trophies. But Gareth's someone I've always worked alongside. We took his daughter to Everton when we took about 6 of them back in 2015, I think it was. It might be 16, I'm not sure. Along with my stepdaughter Kaya. But yeah, it was lovely to come full circle, and at FC United of Wrexham, Gareth's come back, stayed loyal. Good friend of mine, good friend of my cousin's, Chris Finchett, and we ended up going on and winning the women's league title. Now that's a big achievement, and but it didn't end there for it, because obviously we had our celebrations on the evening. But again, lifted the trophy. Gareth took the trophy home. But no, but the other thing was, the final game was played at Clywedog Sports Hall. Now, anyone who knows history in Wrexham, Clywedog Sports Hall was actually Bryn Offa School, and I was last ever Bryn Offa School year. We had a nice mug, but we all got suspended on the last day because the teachers got wind. They suspended about 7 or 8 of the lads, but they suspended us all. They pulled us into a school hall and said, right, you can all go because we know what you're planning. Go and enjoy your summer, but by the way, be back for the GCSEs. But that was that. But yeah, 2 girls. One, I think Sam was a head girl at one point, and Lisa, who I've been with through most schools, and her family. Lisa, interesting story. She would never probably run away from the ball, but now, in later life, she's playing football. Sam as well, and they went and clinched the North East Wales women's title, where it probably all began with their education, and that was at Bryn Offa School Hall, Clywedog Sports Hall. So what what an iconic moment for them. And, you know, and to be able to be part of that with them, that journey and story, you know, it's quite emotional. It's quite an experience, but you know, we've got that in the bag. So took us into Thursday. You know, we were on a lot of planning because we had a special guest coming over on the Friday. You know, coming all the way from America, and who's very, very interested in what we're doing with SC United of Wrexham. He's been asking me a lot of questions, and it's no secret now that because he's out there, he's said hello on his Facebooks and everything. And Mr. Adam Alfie played for Aston Villa in his youth days, been an MLS referee. He's all the way from Florida, and he's basically come over with his son to celebrate us winning the North East Wales women's title with the women. You know, what an occasion that is. You know, a gentleman coming over because he's wanting to do a lot more with the club, things that we can't discuss just yet, but he's definitely sponsoring in a lot of aspects, which is absolutely amazing, and it could take us into the next direction. He knows what our values are, he knows what our wants are. So Adam's come over, and so we met him on the Friday. It was at it basically, he's seen a restricted area and didn't know where to get to where he was staying, because we sent him to the Winstay Hotel. That's where I sent him, because I wanted him to feel what Wrexham was about. And Winstay, for people who don't know, is where the FAW, the Football Association of Wales, first set up their council in the Winstay in Wrexham. And it was where we had our first club party. And with it being a great iconic hotel in the middle of, in the city centre, town centre, still town centre to me, by the way. But he basically stayed there and had a wonderful time. And you know what I mean? It was great. But anyway, I had to meet him in the road. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the way I envisioned that we were going to shake hands and say hello. Thanks very much for coming. But we met him. We had a quick pint in the Winstay, got him settled in, showed him how to get to the car park, and then we had the pint, and then we basically went for a meal in Levant with some of our committee members, and with the women and some of the under-14s, and Justin as well from the under 9s. You know, Adam answered a lot of questions, told him his plans. Some great, exciting plans, by the way. You know, it's exciting, really exciting. And it brought the club together, because if I'm being honest with you, that was our, I think, third ever kind of like club get-together as a club in that aspect, in our short space of time, because we're coming on 5 years next year. And you know, it's great that, you know, there was laughter, there was banter, there was magical moments, there was people near enough in tears, you know, and people asking some serious hard questions as well. But it was great. But you know, but kudos to Chris Evans of Sycerin, the chairman. Obviously his sons play for me, Oshan and Daniel, but he basically sorted it out for us to have the meal at Levant. But Mr. Adam Alfie, you are a legend. I absolutely think the world of you. The club does already. But, you know, he didn't have to do this, and he did. But he presented at the end that I'm paying for the meal. He paid for the club meal. You know what? You know, money's not everything, if that makes sense. And how can I put it? Just paying, you know, it doesn't mean nothing, but because it means more that the person's come over. But to do that as well for people he's only just met, that's incredible. That's, you know, Adam, thank you from the bottom of my heart as well, because it was a really touching moment. But anyway, Adam, we had the great meeting, we had the discussions talking about the plans, what we would like to do, what we want to do. Anyway, so we then went to Sycerin. That was where Chris is the chairman of Sycerin, which is a great pub in the heart of Wrexham. They love to preserve the Welsh language, and we got Chris. we went to there. It was a free Palestinian evening going on at Saif Serin. They raised lots of money for Palestine, which there's lots of good music, lots of drink flowing. Wrexham lager. I think Adam got to drink his first Wrexham lager at Levant, and his second at Saif Serin. But anyway, great evening. More plans were discussed and everything, and then it was time for everyone to head home and so on. And we took lots of pictures and everything. But so Saturday come, and basically I went to meet Adam. Obviously, at first I took him round, showed him a bit about Wrexham, showed him Kevin Mauer. Showed him where certain places are and so on. Took him to Brumbo. Took him to where else did I take him to? I took him to, oh goodness! I showed him where I went to school. Now the story is I went to Victoria School because everyone knows in Wrexham it's got a clock tower. And me being me, in my younger days, this is stories told by my mum and dad, but I can believe it. I'm a big fan of Back to the Future, okay? And in Back to the Future, if anyone knows the story, they have a clock tower. And that's why I went to Victoria School, because of the Save the Clock Tower. But Victoria Junior School, infants in that part, they have a clock tower, so I showed him that. So then we moved along to the Clywedog Sports Hall, Brynoffer to me still. And we invited down Bala Academy, the one that, so Oshan, Kyron, Lewis, who's on trial at Wales, they all play for Bala Town. So here's the rule. In Wales, if you, after under 12s, you can play only for one side. Bear in mind, if you go into England, which I've talked on various ones, you can play for two teams, technically, which I think's wrong. But over in Wales, you can only side for one team after under 12s. However, you can still play futsal. Now, I would love to see other areas develop futsal sides just to keep groups together, keep lads playing with their friends, because one of the greatest memories, I talked about it with my Hightown days, was playing with my mates in football. Not always about winning the trophies, even though they're great moments, but playing with your mates. But so the futsal for us is kept that unique bonds together. However, I think there should be a lot more done with introducing futsal in Wales and getting more clubs, because I will not stand with one of the old age excuses that there is a lack of facilities. No, there's not a lack of facilities, because a lot of these facilities, if you have a look on the weekends, are actually empty. What I'm saying is all they need is futsal goals, basically, in this in these sports halls, because you go to, like, I went to Flint the other day and no one's using it. So let's go make more futsal. Let's make more futsal, get more futsal goals in futsal halls, and let's get more youth futsal going on. But anyway, that's that opinion. Anyway, so we've invited Ballard down, and it's been an end-to-end game. What a game it was. And you know what? Okay, it doesn't matter who won, because we won, but it doesn't matter, because it is all about futsal winning. And do you know what? Adam got to see the team. I thought our team were a bit nervous in the first half. They didn't play their game. You could see that we tried to dribble out like we do, because I've got the lads dribbling a lot more, but we weren't direct enough. And, a bit of a old, let's get the ball into their box and fill it and get the numerics up there. And when we started doing that, we started winning the game. So, and that was that. But do you know what? It was bringing the clubs together and seeing, Stephen, who's the Bala manager, he absolutely loved it. He said, it's frantic, futsal is. And even Adam said, I absolutely love futsal. His son loved it as well. Absolutely loved it. And that just shows you, once you start watching futsal and you see it, and you know from a scientific point of view of what it does, everyone falls in love with it. It's because it's like basketball, but in a football variation. Anyway, so the next one, the women went and played Bala. Obviously, Bala won on that one. But you know what? The women gave a good account of themselves. It was great for Kirsty to come down, who's just played for England. Thank you for Kirsty. And one of her friends came as well. Obviously, it's great to have them in the squad, because it brings a bit of mentorship and everything. But they came down. We had a great game against Bala. And then, obviously, Adam said his goodbyes and everything, thanked us all. He said he's absolutely enjoyed it, talked about let's get in touch in the next couple of days. We're going to talk the next plans of where we're going, and he wants to get more heavily involved with the club. What that will mean in due course in time is to be foreseen. So keep watching the channel. Hopefully that's going to all reveal itself over the course of time. I can't deny that I might not know it, but but it's got to be shown at the right appropriate times. Okay, so bear with us. Anyway, and then it was back to Saif Seren. Chris, God love him, has bought a load of pizzas for the boys, for both teams. He's done a lads and dads competition, and do you know what? I sat back that day and I thought, look what this is doing. It is bringing people together. And do you know what? There's one thing that's resonated from all this is that Adams, I gotta give it. Adams united us united. Take the name, we're FC United, but it's what the name was about, being united. People standing by each other, loyalty, friendships. Obviously we want to win. We want to instill that mentality in players, but we don't just get rid of people because they're not winners. It means we work harder. I come from a teaching background, and if the class is not getting it, that's not the student's fault. That's you as a teacher. You've got to be better at basically helping them to understand. Okay, I'll admit it. I'm dyslexic. Okay, but it's because I've got a visual mind. That's my mindset. I'm always visualizing what I'm going to do. So if you said to me, "Oh, that's an orange," I'm visualizing the orange straight away in my head. That's just my nature. Okay, but if you're not doing it right and the team's not getting it, you're not teaching them correctly. So if a player's not developing well enough or fast enough, you got to know your player for starters, but you've also got to make sure that you find a way to get that female player to learn. And that is where my philosophy comes from. And that's why we're united. FC United Wrexham. It was nothing to do with Manchester United or anything like that. Or, it was basically showing people that the group that's there are people who are united. But we have got a welcoming, open door. And do you know what came of this? And I think Adam saw this, and a lot of people see this. We've got a friendly, inviting club when you're in with us. We're not toxic. We're not anything like that. We're all positive. And any time there's anything over the years that hasn't happened negatively, we challenge it head on, and we make sure that person knows the core values of the club. And if they don't want to adhere to it, then it's time to go. But we're here because we're a positive club, and we're going to keep driving that standard. So that means people are welcome, people feel appreciated, people feel loved, people feel cared for, and people are supported. And that's what FC United Wrexham's about, and that's what it's hopefully demonstrated out to those who get to experience us. On that note, obviously we got another busy week again. More games coming up for the futsal. I've got a list all the way up to January for the 14s. The women, we need a few more games. Adam's told us we've got to get into more tournaments and leagues and everything. So we're exploring those. He's told us we've got to get out there, to like the Manchester areas and everything, because that's how we're going to be progressing. But I just want to, on this note, thank Chris from Saif Seren. Absolutely amazing. I want to thank all the parents at FC United of Wrexham. You've been amazing. I want to thank the players. You were tremendous. I want to thank Adam and his son Davey for what an amazing weekend. And I hope truly we've now shown you what we're all about and what FC United of Wrexham's about. Oh, I forgot to mention on Wednesday, my Clear DBS come through. You have to renew them all the time, but that came through. Clear DBS. But no, on that note, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who supported our YouTube channel. You know, everything that you're putting out, it seems to be growing it. It's absolutely amazing. I can't thank you all enough. But Adam, from me, thank you, and thank you from the club. And all we're going to do now is let's see where the next 5 years takes us, and where we go with this club. Hopefully to the UEFA Futsal Champions League. Over and out.